G'day collectors, Sci-Fi back again with another action figure review, and this is a doozy of a 6-inch Black Series from the Phantom Menace. More Phantom Menace please, but this is just brilliant. Of course everyone remarks upon the depth of the size of this box. It looks normal from the front until you see it's got to house this beast. Yes, it's got to house this absolute monster of a figure. It's not a monster, but it's just so wide and everything else. Number 4, the Droideka, or Destroy a Droid. Yeah, there you go. You can read that at your own perusal. Look at the nice artwork. And there we go. It'll line up with all the rest of them and what's coming up next, which would be, I'm assuming, Darth Maul. I've heard that's coming out again. How about Watto? How about some of the Nemoidians? You know, some new stuff, please. Although a new Darth Maul, which has not been done from the Phantom Menace for a while, would be a welcome addition. I'll take that one. Thank you. Alright, so cool. Also, looking at this when it came in, I have removed it. I had this for a day or two now. Comes with cable ties, plastic ties. I haven't seen a figure like that in Star Wars for a long time. Plenty of NECA though, but not in this. But anyway, let's look at him. Should have got some comparison size, but he's big. He is. It's a good 6-inch height. You can adjust it with the legs. Yeah, and we'll get to all that. But let's just look at him. What a mean son of a gun. Wow. And there's been a few reviews up already, and some very early reviews, and I've watched this to see if this can get into its roller droid, into its roller fashion, and back into attack mode. So here we are in attack mode, not in its travel mode. Anyway, so it's going to be a long video, and I always say, we don't talk about points of articulation, you know. Can they turn into a pretzel? Can they kick themselves in the arse? This video is all about that, basically. I'm not looking so much into detail or whatever, but the detail is not in sculpting or whatever, but then again it is because there's so much happening. This really is. So we'll start from the top and from the head, and believe it or not, that is the head. That's a ball joint. This thing is so small. Watched 1 or 2 reviews. Forces with Jesse, pulled the head off like pop, but I'm like, ooh, but no, popped it back on again. He's a lucky guy when it comes to things like that. I do it, I break it. Yeah, because I've got a lot of NECA figures and I get so stung with breaks. Anyways, so that does this, and there's the back of the head. Whatever, and you look at in here, as I said, I have watched a few reviews. What is that? What is what? What is that? And that, if it can do it, it sort of extends the neck like so. Should move these arms back a bit so you can actually see what I'm doing. As I said, arms move. There we go. An extension of the neck so you can actually see. There's your ball joint, probably the smallest ball joint in the world. And you can adjust it like so, and it will fit, it will stay. It's not so loose. There's the photoreceptors, the eyes and whatnot, and targeting sites or whatever. Yeah, and that just slides in like so in its attack mode. We'll look at that again later. In the so-called neck position and shoulders. So this moves up and down. Get an idea. I really don't want to. But you can accidentally pop that off and get it in there, but I don't want to, because I'll be one of those unlucky sons of bitches. It will take forever to put it back. God, all these pistons here, and they're all held in by pop rivets, metal pop rivets and whatnot. Now off to the chest plate. Not much. Things do move. I'll try and hold it by. Yeah, so that and that. It's all relatively still and stiff. Sorry, let's pull back a bit. Now going to the arms and shoulders, they fold forward like so, and only so far back each way. But then looking here, there we've got see, sorry. Yeah, you got hydraulic hoses on the back there. Let's move them on the back. You got hydraulic hoses. Come on. Be pretty careful. They are quite bendy, but they do. I'm just looking at it off camera and just going, is it just one hydraulic hose to the other? It's there, and there, and there. Don't know. And then you got here 2 more hoses there, and they bend well. And then you got pistons here in the cubifoss, the joint, when you move the arm up and about. And that's cool. Someone said, oh, I've never seen that before in a black series. They do exist in the in 4LOM and C3PO, but not to this sort of extent, because you've also got sort of two elbows in a way. There, and there, like so. And the guns move, they don't twist. Definitely do no twisty there. Like so. Same width. All goes quite well. And you know what? If this was a NECA figure, I would have broken it by now. I love my NECA, but I break my NECA, trust me. So I'm going to move these way out just so we can go look at the spinal column of this. I know there's a lot of very close-ups there. I apologise. Looking at it on camera and off camera while I do this. And then there we go. There's your shield generators, which will be out in attack mode. Now it did not come with the shield generator, the circulating one that absorbs blasters, but then this guy shoots can actually reform blasting effects, so to speak. If you know what I mean? Yeah, sort of like shooting machine guns through a propeller. Yeah, that sort of timed sort of thing. Now, enough of that talk. Now, moving this up back like so, and the spinal column bends back quite well and comes pretty darn. Does it come right down? Oh yeah, there we go. That's right down. That's good. The reason why some of you guys out there who do not know Star Wars, my good friend Mikey's Morg, he has no idea what I've got in my hand. An absolute super duper bit of engineering by Hasbro here. I don't normally say that, but these guys put a lot of work into this guy. And you'll see what it does eventually. Okay, pop these out so I can then get it back into its final form. And then you got the legs. The legs look good. They so multi points of articulation. This way, up ways, down ways, and then through, down and under and across. So this can make the extension, your height of your figure. Gotta make sure their shoulders aren't so slumped when you stand him up. And of course, it tilts. Yeah, so when displaying, muck around with it a little bit more. So, because he will stand well. Of course, your the back leg here, the hind leg, will bend right in as well, and not tilt. Unlike these two, they tilt inwards, but this one does not. That's your stable leg, stabilizer type leg. What a crazy beast. Love these in the video game. Now I was wondering, before I do turn him into his travel mode, the ball travel, yeah, if you don't know out there, yeah, when they travel, and they can go at something like 75 kilometers an hour, and this unravel, whatnot. Now what gets me is, it's the Phantom Menace box, right? So, there we go. Now, don't get me wrong, but the Phantom Menace ones were a different colour. This is the maroon colour from Attack of the Clones, and they're only briefly seen in Revenge of the Sith. Now, I wish I had my 375 one here, and it's got more of a bronze type finish with the gunmetal grey silver. Yeah, it's a different colour. It's the same with the B1 battle droids. They all had the more... The Attack of the Clones had this. The B1s had this colour. And then, of course, the tan. But these had more of a bronze. People out there who've got access to their 375 figures, have a look and just let me know. But I don't care about the colouring. Who cares? This thing is an absolute fantastic piece of work. Talk about articulation, hey? Yeah, eat your heart out. All these humanoid figures we get with 2 arms and 2 legs. Wow. Alrighty, now I shall pause the camera and then try and put it into its rolling phase. Alright, bear with me. Alrighty, that's about all I can do. So there we are. If you look at it, you could display it like this, but again, this thing will not roll. Were they in a perfectly circular motion as the droids in the movies? I don't know. I'm thinking back to my 375 figures. I forget who got it for me way back in the day. It was a 3-pack. No, it was a 2-pack. It had a normal Droideka in attack mode with all its legs out. Came with a tray, sort of like a pullback, you know, like a, I don't know, a zippy thing. It was in a little rack, like a little thing, and you pull something back. This, and it came with a perfectly rolled droid, and the thing was rolling. I still got that figure. God, I wish I could bring it out, but I can't. It's all in storage, but that's as good as you're going to get. So it's not perfectly circular. Just, yeah, sort of like so. And it hits, and yeah, you cannot, yeah, there you go. Can't roll from that. Unless they have little repulsors or something to bounce back, and they weren't actually circular. But yeah, Hasbro did make a roller droid. It was one set bit of plastic. You couldn't do anything with it. And just like the older 375s, you could not do this. So, oh wow, Hasbro, you've absolutely blown my mind here. It's just totally incredibly cool. Figure of the year, nearly incredibly cool. But hey, early days yet. There's some beauties out early this year. Alright. So I did that. Yay, that's cool. Alright guys, what do you think? Let's see if I can put him back to... I can pull him apart. So yeah, these arms do not fold inwards. They shouldn't. Just fold them outwards. And then the legs like so. And the spine, pop it back up. Give a bit of height. So on, so on. Alright. I like it. Big display, that's for sure. Get the arms right up to give it a sort of aggressive stance. And guns right out. Get that sort of... Looks like that thing from Sonic the Hedgehog. What's the thing called? Tails or whatever. That red foxy thing. There we go. I like it. Alright, that's a very long video from me, just about. Oh yeah. Alright guys, well that's what it does. I don't normally do videos of figures with their articulation. Oh, it's getting a little bit loose and sitting. No, it's not too bad. Alright. Yeah, do it like that. Alright guys, that's about it. I'm talking to myself. Action figure reviews coming up shortly of others, 375 and some vehicles. Alright, there you go. If you guys get one, let me know. And it's definitely the deluxe price. Alright guys, all the best. Sci-fi out. And the force is with you, always.